Hi friends, my name is Destiny and today I want to talk to you about 5 books that I want to reread soon. I love rereading books. I've always loved revisiting an old favorite, and I actually reread books pretty often. So some of the books on this list are books that I reread every so often, but some of them are books that I've only read once and I've been meaning to reread for a while. So we'll just go ahead and get started. And the first one is one that I've been meaning to reread for quite some time, and that is Cress by Marissa Meyer. This is the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicle series, and the biggest reason that I want to reread this is because I still haven't read Winter, the last book in the series, and I really want to get to it soon, but I'm not prepared to read it until I reread Cress. If you haven't read the series, every book in the series kind of centers on a different couple, and Cress centers on Cress and Thorn, and they are my favorites. They are so precious and so sweet and so funny. This is, to me, the lightest book in the series. Like, it definitely still has its really, like tragic moments, but I think that it is the funniest and the sweetest book out of the 3 so far. Maybe that's just me, but I've heard that Winter has some, really sad moments in it. So I thought it might be good to reread this one in preparation for that. The second book is another one that I've been meaning to read for a while so that I can continue the series, and that is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I have been meaning to read the second book in the series ever since I finished this one. Like, I was gonna immediately pick it up, and it's reached the point where it's been so long since I've read this one, and I feel like this world is so in depth that I really want to refresh myself on it before I try to go on to the second one. Hi, Editing Destiny here for a second to say I filmed this video like a month ago. A little update, I'm currently rereading The Bone Season, and it's even better than I remembered it. It's so good. I'm so glad that I'm rereading it, and I can't wait to continue the series. The next book on the list is Phoenix Unbound by Grace Draven. This is the first book in the Fallen Empire series. I read this as an ARC, so it's been almost 2 years since I read this, and I loved this so much. This was one of my favorite reads of 2018, and I just got an ARC of the second book, and I was gonna dive right into that, but then I decided that I really wanted to read the first one first. I just need a little bit more time with these babies first. So the Fallen Empire series is a fantasy romance series, and in the first book we learned that the Empire has this thing where every year every village must send one young woman to be burned alive as a sacrifice. And Jeline is magical in that she can survive these fires. And so for the last 5 years straight, she has been her village's sacrifice, and she comes back every year and lets them send her again, so that nobody else has to go from her village. But even though she does survive, it's a very traumatic process. This year is a little bit different in that when she gets there, there is a gladiator, and he's the Empire's most famous gladiator. His name's Azarian, and he sees her, and he somehow sees through her disguise, and he knows that she is a woman who's like been there before and everything. And so he decides he's going to blackmail her to get her to help him escape, because everyone thinks that he's like this highly lauded gladiator or whatever, and people don't realize that he's actually a slave, and that every day of his existence is basically hell. And so they end up helping each other escape, and they form this very reluctant, very slow burning romance between them. It definitely has some dark moments. They are both assault survivors, and I think there's actually on-page assault of Azarian pretty early on in the book. Just be aware of that going into it. If that's a trigger for you, definitely proceed with caution. This book is so underhyped, you guys. I never hear anybody talking about this book. I think I have like a couple of friends who love it as much as I do, and then I never hear anybody else talking about it ever. And I'm so freaking pumped for the second book, and I just want everybody to read this series. Okay, and then the next book, we interrupt our regularly scheduled programming with cilantro. So we have 2 cats that are almost identical. This is not Lyric, this is Cilantro. He is the baby of the family, and he is an absolute disaster 99.8% of the time. On my list is one that I have already reread a few times, and I just never get tired of it. And that is King's Rising. This is the 3rd book in the Captive Prince trilogy by C.S. Pacat. Damon and Laurent are 2 of the softest, sweetest, most precious things that have ever existed in the book world. And this is one of my favorite series of all time, and I just love it a lot. And then the last one that I want to reread soon is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I know. The author's a trash fire. But something about this series has such a special place in my heart. So I actually started a series reread of this last year, and I got through the first two, and I had so much fun rereading them. And it was the first time that I've reread these books as an adult, and just it put things in such a new light. And I saw some of the characters like so differently than I did when I was a kid. So I don't know why I haven't gotten to my reread of the third book yet, because this is my favorite book in the series, which I think it's a lot of people's favorite book in the series. So I'm really excited to pick this up, and I think I'm going to try to do the illustrated version, because this has been sitting on my shelf for a little while now and I haven't really gone through it yet. So yeah, I'm hoping to get to them all like very, very soon, especially the ones where I need to continue the series. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what's a book that you want to reread soon, if you reread books, or maybe you don't reread books, and if so, you can tell me about that too, you know, or just let me know how your day's going. I don't know, just come talk to me. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe. It means so much to me, and I'll see you in another video again soon. Bye!